Good day. Today we will discuss why faith is freedom, while secularism and atheism are hypocrisy, abnormality, and illogical. Why faith is logic and freedom. Let's take, for example, the 10 Commandments of God of the Catholic Church. They are logical and have not changed since the time of Moses. These are universal and divine principles. And God's laws and commandments have remained unchanged for thousands of years and are logical. I encourage you to buy and read the Bible and reflect on their content. Christian monks have been elaborating and examining divine laws for at least 2,000 years. The deeper a person is in sin, the more enslaved they are, and there is no freedom within them. For example, when a person is filled with anger and constantly explodes, it is not rational to think in the same way as an envious and hateful person. They are not endowed with freedom because they band together to harm their fellow countrymen as much as possible and have fallen into the trap of sin. Another example. Sin in excessive eating and drinking can refer to many things and addictions. For example, smoking cigarettes and other intoxicating substances, alcohol, the entertainment industry, or sexual acts. It causes a person to think about it and pursue it at all costs. They become addicted to it at the expense of freedom, where their entire lives are focused on satisfying sin as a form of pleasure. Sin takes away freedom. God, Jesus, gives freedom. Before we get to the topic, we must distinguish between faith and opinion, fact, and truth. Is faith logical? We will be talking about divine faith, not human faith, but faith in God. Faith in God and the Trinity of prophecy is the recognition of and placing hope in a being that is absolute and has power beyond human logic. Jesus' teachings are logical and true. With technological advances that facilitate and simplify many areas, it will be difficult to distinguish between what is a natural force and what is not. Everything written by human hands and dictated by God has meaning and logic. With technological advances and the deciphering of ancient books, man comes to the conclusion that the gospel is true. Everything that is logical is like a mechanism that operates and strives for truth by distinguishing between falsehood, lies, and truth. Secularism and atheism are illogical and abnormal. For example, the very definition of "there is no God" is meaningless, because nothing is created from nothing. Many secularists are of the Jewish and Muslim faiths, and they are not persecuted for this fact. Only the Catholic Church. With the abolition of religion from the public sphere, divine rights and presence are being destroyed, replacing them with human ones. Human rights have proven to be nothing but a piece of paper and a big lie that can be changed at any time. Examples include LGBT rights and the demoralization of children through sexuality. Granting animals human rights and treating them equally to animals. Granting rights to child rapists, who have been stoned to death for such acts over the centuries. This is contrary to divine law and human nature, which God created. Developing sexuality in children is a disease of Western civilization, which brutalizes children into cattle. Destroying the goodness, beauty, and love God taught through Jesus Christ.